Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pay-Per-View Breakdown. My name is João Basílio, and first off, as you can see by my stylish threads and my raspy as shit voice, I'm currently sick. Yeah, sucks. I was exposed to some bad wrestling segments this past Monday, and that totally knocked me out. I was like, fuck this, and I woke up the next morning all fucked up. But no matter, because, the show must go on, and it's not going to be a silly illness that's going to stop Pay-Per-View Breakdown from happening. Since, after all, this is going to be our first TNA Pay-Per-View Breakdown. Hopefully not the last. Who knows? Who really knows? TNA is in shaky ground right now. But anyway, let's get right into it. Let's break down this pay-per-view. So, this is, we can call it a joint pay-per-view by TNA and Wrestle One. They present Bound for Glory. Now, this is the big one for TNA. It's their WrestleMania. It's the show they should build their whole year, their old year towards. It should be the big one, much like WrestleMania, of course. And for the first time, they're going outside US for this event. They're going to Korakuen Hall in Japan. Joint venture with Wrestle One. All sounds pretty good. This is new ground for TNA, and we're like, hell yeah, this sounds good. What's the card? Fuck. That's what I think of the fucking card. Because I'm going to be honest here. First thing I thought when I looked at the whole card, first thing that came to mind was, this is a fucking house show card. This is not the biggest event of the year. This is what a house show card would look like in Japan. If they went on a tour there, if TNA still did tours, that's a house show card. You don't even have a world title match in this card. But no matter, let's run down the card. I'm going to have very little to say because there's a ton of people here that I've never seen wrestle. And, well, let's just roll with the punches. First off, this hasn't been publicized in television, but I suspect it is a dark match. Andy Wu and Hijo del Pantera versus Kuroshio Ikemen Jiro and Yusuke Kodama. Tag match, probably a dark match. It's not been announced on TV, so it's four guys that nobody on the US knows. So why say, oh, this match happening? So what? I don't know anyone there. I seriously can't predict this match because I know no one that's in that match. So let's just move on. Next up, Team 3D versus Abyss and Tommy Dreamer. It's a really good match on the books. I mean, it's Team 3D, it's Tommy Dreamer. Abyss will do something cool, hopefully. And we have Team 3D going into the TNA Hall of Fame, so that's great. So that's why, of course, I think they're going to pick up the victory. But then again, why aren't the Wolves in here? Where are the tag team champions? What happened to them? I think Davey Richards is out with an injury, but come on. Even Eddie Edwards, just to spice up the card a little bit. Something. And if the Wolves would be out with an injury, why not put the titles on Team 3D? Bring the titles to Japan. Have them lose the next tapings. It would be okay. So, it's going to be one of those showcase matches, their best hits, and everyone will go home happy. Next up, X Division Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Low-Ki and Kaz Hayashi. Low-Ki, super wrestler. Samoa Joe, likewise. Kaz Hayashi, never seen him wrestle, looking forward to it. Have to be honest, this is the only match I'm really interested in seeing in this card. But here's the thing. TNA has already taped several weeks of TV. I think, for those that keep up with spoilers, you already know what's going to be the outcome of this match. Therefore, I'm not going to venture a guess. That would make me look foolish because the results are already out there. So I hope this is a good match. probably the best match on the card. Next up, we have a series of TNA versus Wrestle 1 matches. First up, Ethan Carter III versus Ryota Hama. And this motherfucker looks big because he's a sumo wrestler. So I'm interested in seeing how EC3 will go over, because he will go over, because he's undefeated. So no reason to have him lose here. Now, I'm putting TNA over in this particular match. Next up, MVP versus Kazuma Sakamoto. This is the Sakamoto that you saw a couple of years back in WWE, coming out with Lord Tensai. Oh, those were the days. He is a wrestler. I don't know if he's a good wrestler, but I'm looking forward to finding out. I'm giving him the victory here, because in the third match, Manic versus Minoru Tanaka, and they say Minoru Tanaka is a really good wrestler, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, and Manic's pretty damn good as well, so this will be another contender to the match of the night. I'm putting Wrestle 1 over. Now, I put Wrestle 1 over in 2 matches and TNA only in 1. But you see, it's not official that these aren't the only TNA versus Wrestle 1 matches, because there's one more, the main event. But we'll get there in just a minute. TNA Knockouts Championship, Havoc versus Velvet Sky. Now, this is in the same place as the X Division title. It has been taped. I've been spoiled, so I won't spoil you. News came out that they thought that a representative from Wrestle 1 was saying, "Oh, we don't want women's matches on our show because they don't think they thought they didn't have a place." Then they announced this match. It's gonna be short, probably, but I hope they show what women's wrestling is, because Havoc's a pretty damn good wrestler. Velvet Sky, I hope she could keep up, and let's see what they can do in front of a Japanese crowd. And finally, the main event. The Great Muta and Tajiri versus James Storm and the Great Sonata. Now, I'm putting James Storm and the Great Sonata over here. I don't really think that's going to happen, but I'm sensing they're going to put their guys over, the TNA guys over in the main events. That's why in the TNA versus Wrestle 1 series of matches, I put Wrestle 1 over 2-1. As regards to the match, this is the main event. Now, I have no problem with this, except, God damn it, build it up. Build it up on television. Do something to show, oh, this is going to be a great match. What did they do to promote this? They show James Storm turning people into what he thinks are revolutionary characters. So the Great Sonata, the new Manic, and we get a package on the last week of, oh, this is what happened so far. And Sonata betraying the Great Muta, and Tajiri coming out, and that was it. That's literally all that happened to this rivalry. Sonata betrayed Muta, Tajiri came out to save him, and that's it. Not much built for your fucking main event, but it's your show. So, in the end, again, this looks like a house show card. It doesn't look good. For an American fan going, oh, let's see what Bound for Glory offers this year. No world title match, no tag team title match, because the tag titles have 2 of the best workers in the company. The world title it's the world title, so it should be in the main event of the biggest show of the year. No Jeff Hardy, and not that I think he should wrestle, but it's a draw. It just looks bad. It looks shitty, I'll be honest. Sorry, this isn't a PG-13 show, but it looks shitty. That's just my opinion, and I won't doubt that there will be some great wrestling. I don't doubt that some of these matches will be great, and people will be talking about it the next day and the next week. But this isn't the biggest show of the year. This is an overseas tour. A one-day overseas tour. That's it. It doesn't appeal to the TNA fans. Boy, those are few. But anyway, that's what I think about this card. I was hoping they would have done better, but no world title match, no tag titles, and the taping's kind of spoiling the end of 2 matches. I just hope there's some damn good wrestling in this one. I really hope. But I mean, it's TNA. They offer some damn good wrestling, storylines, and other stuff that's essential to a wrestling show besides the wrestling. Yeah, that's not their strong. But anyway, this is what I think about Bound for Glory. What do you guys think? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I appreciate all the feedback you've been giving me, making these shorter and going right to the point. I hope, and again, I'm gonna keep insisting on this. I hope this is a good show for TNA's sake, because I am a TNA fan and I watch TNA every week. More than a TNA fan, I am a wrestling fan. So I hope TNA doesn't go under. I hope TNA stays strong and gets better for the sake of the business, but for the sake of the fans, of the wrestling fans. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this pay-per-view breakdown. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Hopefully my all fucked up look and voice didn't turn you off. I can get pretty sexy with this voice. Not really. But anyway, feel free to check out my official Facebook page at facebook.com/smartdownofficial. It's mostly in Portuguese because I am a Portuguese vlogger, but feel free to go like it and send me a message telling me what you think about pay-per-view breakdown. I take all the input in and try to make this show better. And of course, this show couldn't have happened without the support of Is Wrestling News. It's a hybrid news site with news in Portuguese and in English, so it's suited for Portuguese and English people. Hooray! Check out iswrestlingnews.blogspot.pt. That's it for today. Next up we have Hell in a Cell. That should be good. We'll see you then. Take care.